Okay, so my name is Mr. Miller. I'm part of the English department here at Weir High School. Right now I teach English 10, film studies, and acting as performance.
I teach all of the Spanish courses here at Weir High School, so that's typically levels 1 through 5. Sometimes students will take 2 different courses in a year. They'll take, for example, level 1 and level 2 in the same year, or level 2 and level 3 in the same year. And so we focus on the basics. We start at the beginning and then go from there for as long as people take my classes.
Okay, so I teach English 9, all classes, including honors, and I teach Theater 1 and Theater 2. Potentially with the option of Theater 3, depending on enrollment, because enrollment has gone up for theater significantly from year 1 to year 2. I think people are getting more familiar with what the class offers and what it entails.
All right, I teach English 10 honors, English 11, the literature elective, and then next year I will be teaching a new AP course called AP Seminar. And all the English classes focus on the West Virginia State Standards. English 10 Honors does things a little bit differently. There's lots of extra projects, a lot of extra reading, higher expectations. The literature elective is a lot of fun because in that class we do a poetry unit, a prose unit, and a drama unit, and you get to explore things on your own and kind of make those bigger connections. AP Seminar is going to be really heavily focused on research and cross-curricular things, so it's not necessarily just an English course.
Okay, I teach English 12 and AP English Literature. I teach Creative Writing 1 and 2, Mass Communication, which is Creative Writing 3. It's kind of a catch-all. I teach American Sign Language 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's all I'm teaching right now. Oh, and academic games.
I teach English 12, which focuses mostly on British literature and a research paper. And I teach AP Language, which focuses on rhetoric and analysis of speeches mostly.
What do we do in my classes? We'll try to make it short and sweet. So we'll just start, we'll take them one by one. So English 10 is a course that's meant to advance students. Obviously it's a required course. It's in the language arts department, and it covers reading, writing, and speaking. So students that take the course and apply themselves, by the time you finish, you'll be better at communication skills. Okay, so for film studies, what we do is we watch movies that are top-ranking movies. They all have their own reason for being a top-ranking movie. And then students learn to critique and also appreciate film as an art form. For acting as performance, it's obviously a performance-based class, and it's meant to be a course for students who are serious about performance. And by taking that course weekly, they will have projects where they have to get up in front of the class and work on skills that benefit them as a performer.
We do all sorts of different things. We focus on reading, writing, and listening, so anything to help us gain our skills. We do a lot of group work. That way it's a little bit more comfortable environment for students to practice their listening and their speaking skills.
So for English class, we do all of the things that you need to do to align with all the state standards. We do a narrative essay, a persuasive essay, informative essay. So we focus a lot on developing writing skills, reading skills, all the things that you're probably used to doing up through middle school with a little added intensity. And for theater class, we like to perform a play at the end of the semester where everyone gets to play a assigned role, whether it be on stage or with stage crew.
Oh, there's lots of projects. In honors, there are 2 kind of independent reading tasks where you work through novels on your own and kind of practice those skills that way. There's a cool pair argument project, And in like the regular English classes, we try to spice things up a little bit and do some informative projects and argumentative projects, maybe like a little mini debate if we have the time, try to get things moving a little bit.
Okay, it depends on which class. Okay, so for academic games, that's my brand new class this year. And it's something that I coach. The kids start in 5th grade and they work with me all through middle school and then through high school. But you can join at any time because there's we do 7 different games. And so we focus on a different game each month, and then we compete regionally to go to nationals. So the kids this year who have qualified are going to Orlando to compete in April. We have one more game this year, but we decided, since there is a CSO for it a course description in Weavis, that I wrote the CSOs for them so that the kids can take them when they're in high school, and it gives them a chance to practicing it better at the games. In AP Lit, of course, I'm trying to prepare them for to take the AP Literature test, as well as in English 12, we work on research paper. In creative writing, we work on creating the literary magazine, and in ASL, I'm trying to teach them a foreign language and skills to do with it, and we do all kinds of activities in that class.
I like to do projects instead of tests because I feel like you can demonstrate what you know better by actually doing something than memorizing it for a test.
Okay, so for prereqs for English 10, you would have had to have completed freshman year of English. And then for film studies, there's not per se a prerequisite. I would say if you're a student and you're thinking about taking the course, if you're someone who enjoys film just in general, like you like movies, you would benefit from it because you're going to learn a lot of behind the scenes things, things about the directors, things about what went on the set, all those kind of like behind the scenes details. And then for the last one, for acting as performance, typically the students that I see who take acting as performance, they're going to be someone who may have completed drama 1, drama 2. It's sort of like another tier, and we delve a little bit more deeper into the process of, what does it mean to be an actor, be it stage or on screen.
For Spanish 1, there are no official prerequisites, but it's very important that students have a pretty good track record in their English classes. That's very important. Usually we recommend that a student taking Spanish 1 plans on going to a 4-year college after graduation, and usually we want them to have at least a C in their English class the year prior.
The honors class has a prereq that usually goes through the middle school, so usually it's something to talk about before you would schedule. The theater class, the only prerequisite for Theater 2, of course, is Theater 1. I try to focus more on individual projects because Theater 1 teaches you the groundwork and then, kind of lays your foundation, and then Theater 2 allows you to kind of explore things more on your own. So.
There aren't any for the English class. It's just the normal stuff, You take 9, 10, 11, and then 12 or whatever else you want to take. For Honors 10, I would say technically Honors 9 isn't a prerequisite, but you just really have to be driven and organized and kind of like want to work, or else it's not going to be successful. AP Seminar, I don't believe has any prerequisites either. But it is also going to be a very challenging course, and in fact, the activities and the assignments will continue into the spring semester. So if you're interested in AP Seminar, then that's definitely going to be like a year-long venture for you.
Okay, so you can't take ASL 4 unless you've had 1, 2, 3. You can't take 3 if you haven't had 1 and 2, and you can't take 2 unless you've had 1. Same thing with creative writing 1, 2, and 3, and mass communications. AP Literature, I'd like you to have a solid B at least in English before you sign up for AP. English 12, of course, everybody has to take, so there isn't anything. Academic games, I don't have any prerequisite. My only thing is that while you're in the class, you need to compete with us regionally. If you're in the class, you have to compete. But you don't have to stay with it like second semester. We had 3 students join the class this year that have never had the class, and 2 chose not to go on and 1 chose to continue.
English 12 is required. You have to take it, so there's really no way to get away from me. English 11, I do have some sections of that. I don't have any right now, but some people get me for English 11 too. And then I teach AP Language, which has a prerequisite of a summer reading, and you kind of have to complete that summer reading so I can make sure that you at least have an understanding of the skills that you're going to need to do the class.
Okay, so I thought a little bit about this question, and I would say in general, if you take any of these courses, be it film studies, English 10, or if you're taking acting as performance, all of these classes are going to benefit you because they're going to help you build self-confidence, creativity, and in general, your socialization skills, which is something that's sort of lacking in the world nowadays.
Students should take our classes because we look at a variety of topics. It's different in here every day, and it helps us to gain a world view and understand people around us.
I believe that if you are interested in performing and you are interested in developing maybe some new skills, public speaking, it doesn't necessarily have to be a career path for you to take theater. I know a lot of people have been pleasantly surprised because it is not quite what they think the class is going to be. And if you want to just have fun and do something for a grade and feel a little bit accomplished and maybe add something to your resume. And as far as my English classes, if you want to graduate from Weir High School, you have to kind of take my class because I teach all the freshmen and you can't escape me, whether you're an honors student or a general English student. And you wouldn't want to escape me anyway, but you can't, so don't try.
Well, because I'm fun, even though I hate fun. I don't know. Everyone has to take English 10 and English 11, and I know they can be kind of boring, but I try to give opportunities to work together and kind of get out of your comfort zone a little bit, so you should want to take those for sure. And again, if you're like really, really interested in reading and literature and in those kinds of things, the literature elective is definitely for you because it's not an AP class. That's Mrs. Smith Montgomery's course. So this we can kind of relax a little bit and just like enjoy all the fun things about literature.
Well, everybody has to take English. Okay, we'll do that. AP English, it's a way of going more intensely into language and the skills that you need in college for writing. But my English 12 class helps you prepare as far as the research paper. Academic games, if you want to be good at the games, I would suggest taking the class. ASL, you get a whole gamut of ways of communication with somebody who needs you to do that because they might have no other way of communicating. I just really feel the need for another language because without it at this school, we only have Spanish and not everybody is academic. ASL is more a hands-on type thing where you don't have to be quite as verbal and literate. It's still got grammar, it still has vocabulary, but for some people, using your hands and kinetics and visual is a little bit easier than book learning. So, and creative writing, I love teaching writing because not everybody might be that gifted in magic, but everybody can be a good writer.
I don't know. Maybe you should ask them. Would you like to ask?
Hi, my name is Elijah Anderson. I'm in Miss Langthorne's 12th grade English class, and I take this class because I needed to graduate. I think other people should take this class because obviously they would need to graduate too, and I think that she always take the time to work with everyone individually.